Hello everyone, Nordic Beast here, and welcome to the Shipyard. Now, if Wagner did not get you pumped, I don't know what the fuck will. Is that not an awesome rendition of Flight of the Valkyries? Or Ride of the Valkyries? I'm not sure if it's Flight or Ride, to be honest, but that was fucking awesome. I'm sorry, I made that intro before I decided to record the episode, and I got that all edited up, and I watched it, and I'm like, oh, I'm pumped to make this episode now. So first off, I'm sorry if my audio quality is kind of off. My headphones finally died, my headphones with a mic on it, so I had to go to my backup mic, which is a bit on the quiet side, so if my audio is a little off, again, I'm sorry, that really sucks. But today, I have a special episode for you. First off, this is Welcome to the Shipyard episode 20. I believe I've made 20 of these goddamn things? Jeez. In fact, the very first episode I ever put on YouTube was a Welcome to the Shipyard. And it's almost been a year now, too. So, today, if you can't tell, this episode is about Valkyries. In fact, my favorite ship I have ever made was named the Valkyrie. And today is all about that ship and its predecessors. So, also, today is the first time I have made a ship since my accident. And, like, the last episode I made, episode 19, I pretty much just copied and pasted a bunch of blueprints and then ranted for 20 minutes. Also, if that rant bothered you guys at all, I apologize. I had to get it off my chest. It's bugging me for about 2 weeks now. So, it's all behind us now. So if it bothered you, I'm sorry. So, to go with that, today, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I've been working on. Well, you've already seen a piece of it. So really, to get started, the idea is, before I really show off those ships, I'm going to go ahead and put in a picture right here of my old Valkyrie. Now, the reason I'm doing a picture, not showing the ship, so many damn mods, I don't feel like having to piece it all together. So instead, I'll show you a nice picture. Beautiful ship, love it. I designed it in one of my first things I ever did on YouTube, as far as Space Engineers goes. And it was with a dogfight with Dracul. And I loved it. It's such a beautiful and elegant looking ship, if I do say so myself. And ever since then, I've been trying to make a vanilla version of the ship, and I never got around to it. Well, I've tried, and it's always messed up. It's taken me almost a year now to get to where I am as far as designing a vanilla version of the ship. So, unfortunately, I hate to say, one of the fighters I was talking about yesterday that really pissed me off, that was a copy of mine, has a feature I like. And it is this. It's that Raven of mine that was altered. And it's these engine bays, how he designed the blocks around the engines. Now, I'm actually a big fan of engine bays on ships in Space Engineers, just for the aesthetics. I mean, that looks nice. It encases the engine, and it helps protect it, but it gives it a design as opposed to just a block of engine. But it does make this ship a little bit heavier, actually quite a bit heavier. But I did like that design, so I went with that layout and I tweaked it up a bit. So I'm going to get that out of the way. And this right here, so keep the engine bays in mind. This here was my first attempt at a vanilla Valkyrie, and it was just terrible. As you can see, it's the same general layout. I just replaced all the parts with vanilla parts. I had to relocate the cannons underneath, because at one point I eventually had a bulldog cannon in the nose, which worked well. I liked that. But the disadvantage of the cannons underneath is that they can hit the underbelly of the nose. That was a big problem. Otherwise, it's actually a good spot for the cannons, except for that. And then, of course, the vanilla thrusters look odd there. And then since I didn't have the Sage thrusters, I had to stack a bunch of thrusters back here, and it looks weird. And I'm actually missing a battery back here. Whoops. But the most noticeable feature on the Valkyrie, I'd have to say, is this tail. I've always liked this tail section. So what I started with was literally I copied and pasted this, cut out this tail section, and then added those engine pods. I had to build engine pods onto it. And that's how I came up with my new vanilla Valkyrie. So this has many features of the old Valkyrie, but in a different way. So this isn't taking the Valkyrie, making it vanilla. This is a totally new ship. This is why it's the Valkyrie 2, and not just, the vanilla Valkyrie. So as you see, the engine pods are very, very similar. Some of the detail on the inside are different, as well as on the top and bottom. Instead of just 3 thrusters underneath, which I did not like, I put 2 on top, 2 on bottom. I figure 4 side-to-side thrusters is good. It also has 6 thrusters up and down. It has 8 reverse. There you go, nice. And then it has 4 large thrusters and 4 small thrusters. And again, the exact tail from the Valkyrie, which the vanilla Valkyrie, I had just taken the frame of it and built, you know, with vanilla pieces around it. So this is actually a tail section from my original Valkyrie that was used on that, and then used on this. So it actually has a piece of the original Valkyrie. I know it's just a computer part, but whatever. So it also has the same wings, except for I elongated the front of the wings, just to kind of help with the size, because this is a bit bigger than the regular Valkyrie. So it has 4 cannons, as you can see, 2 on either side of the nose. I love this layout. The only time they cause issue is at super high speed, like if you're flying max speed and you try to do a super sharp turn while shooting, you'll hit right about here. So that kind of sucks. Oh well. It's also armed with 2 rockets, just like on my old Valkyrie. They are connected to a timer, so they alternate when you fire. And I have, of course, cameras. I added a lot of features to the ship that I've been adding as of late, just from what I've learned from experience. Now, I don't like the remote block being right up in the nose of the camera like this, because AI, that's the first goddamn thing it shoots, because they have computer parts, so they shoot right at the first thing they see with computer parts, which happens to be that camera, and then that block, and then the cockpit. So that's kind of a pain in the ass. But I can't find another block there that looks good with the camera, and I like the camera in the nose. You get such a clear view, it's worth it, I hate to say. I have a camera back here. This thing is fully battery powered, by the way, except for the tiny reactor up top, which is just to get everything started. It has 4 batteries, and full thrust you get about 24 minutes of fuel time. The original Valkyrie, before the rebalance of all the thrusters and everything, with 2 Sage thrusters and usually 4 DK thrusters, would get about 24 minutes on 3 batteries. So this thing pretty much handles and acts just like an actual Valkyrie. Oh god, I am so in love with this ship. If you could not tell from the intro. So, it also, like I said, it's got a camera on the back. It has a camera on the bottom as well. Another feature I'm going to add, I've put it on a lot of my fighters. I debated if I was going to do it on this one, but I think I will, mostly because it is useful, and I had it on the old Valkyrie. It will have a sensor block mated with a sound block. Just for warning, within 50 meters, if there's an enemy, you know, it'll say, you know, warning, enemy detected. You know, just in that sassy lady voice. So, I am so pleased with this thing, if you cannot tell. Little lag spike there. So, let's go ahead and try to weasel my way out of here. It's 28,000 kilograms, if you look in the inventory here. I also have 8 rockets. Oh, I've got 8 rockets in my personal inventory too. I should probably drop those. And then it has 3 boxes of ammo in each one. Otherwise, it doesn't have anything else in it right now. Which, it has 2 internal small cargo pods for the Gatling gun, so you can carry plenty of extra ammunition, as well as in the connector, mind you. And then, it has a single oxygen tank. That's pretty much it. Oh, in it, it also has 2 programmable blocks with 2 more timers to go with them, so if there's any script you ever want to put in the ship, it's very versatile that way, especially for the merge block you see on top, so you can add like a mission pack to the top, which might require the programming block for whatever reason. So, but like I said, it's about 28,000 kilograms, so it accelerates from 0 to its max speed in just under 5 seconds. So there you go, max speed. It handles just amazingly. And also, last but not least, as you see, I have thrusters under the wings that are off. So you go to the third one here. It has a hover mode. So right now, it is, for me, it's actually Wednesday night. It's, I think, 4 in the morning now. It's about 4:30 in the morning, actually. So hopefully tomorrow, by the time I get up, we will have planets. I heard rumor from a morphologist. If you guys follow Morphologist, he's an another YouTuber. He does a thing called patchology. It's Morphologist, Wasted Space, and Captain Shack from XP Gamers. And they were talking about that last update. They were saying the next update's going to be big. Now, it is the 2-year anniversary of the release of Space Engineers on Steam. Apparently they had released it before, but Steam was the big thing for them. Which means I've been playing the game almost 2 years now, because I got it February 2004. Or, I'm sorry, 2014. Sorry, I almost strapped on an extra 10 years. Which, my 2,500 hours into the game would, be a bit more stretched out then. Yeah, I have a little over 2,500 hours. I felt bad until I looked on a Facebook page today called Space Engineers, I believe it's multiplayer? Anyway, a guy on there had posted his time, and it was about 3,200 hours, so somebody has 700 more hours than I do, so I felt a little less bad. So anyway, yeah, this thing, oof, it's not my fastest accelerating, but overall I'd say it's actually a very, sorry, I have to turn that back on. It's a very versatile fighter, and with the hover mode that it has, if planets do come out tomorrow, you will definitely see this in a planet video tomorrow. I hope planets come out tomorrow. So it might be a bit late before I get anything put out. Hopefully, either tomorrow or the day after, I will be going to see a specialist about my arm. I might need surgery. That kind of sucks. I might also get arthritis in because the two bones in my forearm, my left forearm, I actually broke the smaller one. You know, it's a fracture clean through, which pretty much anything you do to that bone, it's going to heal. The bigger one, I have multiple fractures, and that one's actually kind of hard to heal. So hopefully it heals okay, but as soon as I can get a specialist to look at it, they'll let me know what they think and if I need surgery at all. I hope I don't. Not only do I type on here, I obviously play all these computer games. I type about 80 words a minute. I play bass guitar and guitar, which I've been playing that for about 12, 13 years. Not to mention I do archery, and I do like knife throwing and axe throwing. Now granted, I don't do that much with my left hand, but I also practice kendo and several forms of, sword fighting. If I can't use my left hand, or if arthritis will cause me so much problems I can't, I don't know what I'd do. That is something that's seriously upsetting to me. So hopefully that'll be okay, though. I don't want to be too much of a downer, especially after that awesome fucking intro. So, next up is just a modified version of the Valkyrie 2. As you can see, for the most part, it looks pretty normal. And this was the one in the intro, by the way. Like I said, I did the intro first, obviously. And this involves a mod. So, I'm sorry, I forget the name of the mod exactly. I'll put the mod name and author down below. But it works with the fighter cockpit as well as the enhanced fighter cockpit that obviously the windows close and everything. So as you see, it actually has scrolling script here. It is so awesome. The only problem I have is just because of how tiny it is, you can't see a goddamn thing. If you look on the top middle, the center one, it's all my reactor stuff. It's all the reactor info. Bottom left, it's inventory. I just wanted to put a scrolling one so you guys can see the scrolling one. And then the bottom right is my speed, the time, and the date. So as you see, it is actually 4:34 here in the morning. And see, I should have looked in there earlier. But it's awesome. It is useful, and I'm definitely going to be using that in my Glorious Adventures series, which reminds me I got news about that too. So today is just a good day. I'm pumped. So the only other difference on this, obviously, is the cockpit and then the LCDs in there, is I added AI missiles. And that's it. The way I look at this fighter, right now, all the features that are on it that are modded should be in Space Engineers. Cockpit LCDs, opening cockpits, and AI missiles. All of it should be in there. So that's the only difference on this one. I'll probably add more detail if I decide to put it in the Glorious Adventure series, such as my navigational lights and of course letters. And that's probably it. Like I thought about putting a bulldog underneath, but you know what? I love the cannons there. I think that just looks awesome. I did make it once with the bulldog and the filling this in with the armor blocks. And though it's smoother, it draws the eye to the fact that it's so smooth there with no detail. With the guns, it adds detail, and it looks tough that way. You got these big fucking guns sticking out. So I love that. So also, by the way, I did not make this platform, which I forgot about this. I put thrusters down here because this isn't actually a platform. So I'll go ahead and put the mod author's name down here. I just happened to stumble upon this on the workshop. It's kind of old too, but I really like this platform. I thought it looked so good, so I figured I'd go ahead and use it with this skybox. Holy shit, look at this skybox. This is gorgeous. I'll go ahead and put the mod author's name down there. I know it's something Far East Asian, but unfortunately, though I can usually tell ethnicity pretty well as far as Asian goes, I'm terrible as far as the written language goes. I can't tell the difference between the different written languages. I know Japanese seems to be a little bit smoother and like curvier and prettier as opposed to like Chinese, well, Mandarin, or Korean. So yeah, I'm pretty bad with that. So, but the reason I say that is the mod author's name, I remember there being Asian characters in the name. So hopefully he has like an English written name as well, so hopefully I can put that down there. This is just, oh god, is this beautiful. I fucking love that. Okay, so while I'm at it, I'll go ahead and tell you guys my news. Anubis got a hold of me today, Anubis Rod, another Nid tuber. I've recorded with him a couple of times. I love Anubis. He is so much fun, and he is what I consider a true space engineer. So the reason I'm bringing up Anubis, getting to my point, is he stated interest in the Glorious Adventure series. I needed one more person I wanted on the permanent part of it. I don't know if he can be scheduled for permanency, but I want him to be. And he had mentioned before that he had been interested in doing a role-playing series before. And so I'm hoping to get together with him soon, and if nothing else, I'd love to get his help on writing it, because I have a general outline for the first episode, like a basic premise, and like I said, the first episode will probably be a bit more detailed and a bit more scripted, but I'll try to get through it as painlessly as possible. Like, I don't want it to be too scripted, because it's still going to be us playing the actual game. Like a lot of the work and stuff I'll probably edit out, like us placing blocks and things like that and welding all the time. So I'll try to get through that as much as possible, but the actual socializing and interacting and adventuring, that will still be there, and it'll be us role-playing, but actually playing the game in character. So, alright, enough about that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So if that's the case, I would get DHR Mike, myself, and Anubis as the three main characters. And then Lord Wiseman would also be about as close to another like main permanent character as you could get. And then everybody else would pretty much be recurring or random characters. And even Boris had mentioned interest in this. I think he wanted, I just think it's the fact that it's a role-play kind of thing. Oh. Go home, Space Engineer, you're drunk. Alright, so I have rambled on enough. I really hope you guys like that intro. Well, actually, one last thing. If there's anything you guys would like to see me build, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to build it, but I'd probably pick my favorite out of all of them and give something a try. I've got plenty of time to kill lately, since I'm out of work because of my arm. So go ahead and leave a suggestion, let me know. And please, let me know what you think of that intro. I did so much for that. I'm so pleased with it personally. I would like to know what others think. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the series, hit the subscribe button. You like the episode, hit the like button. And I'll see you guys next time.